What's good, man? It's OG Drip, man. This channel where we talk about the spiritual truth and how to utilize energy on a day-to-day basis, man. So y'all check this out, man. You already know what time it is. You got to talk about the stuff that people get comfortable with. Y'all remember the old saying, "The truth hurts." It definitely hurts when you talk about hundreds of years of us learning from a certain lens. You don't get the actual history of the American history. You get the history of the pilgrimage or whatever you want to call it that came here and took over the lands and got it to the way that we basically living now, just enhanced with different type of laws and more hands on or more enforced, however you want to look at it. But anyways, I don't like going in this early, but I ain't got no choice. You get what I'm saying? Like regardless, they like the shadow ban. They gonna do it regardless. And at the end of the day, we all got different things we posted and stuff like that. It's multiple people in the world. You know what I'm saying? Even though I've been doing this for 6 years, if y'all is new to the channel, gotta say that because a lot of times people think people that popped up. No, I was around watching all the little new guys come in and was talking about the semen retention and the no fap and all that dumb junk and end up disappearing. You know what I'm saying? Which is another like code for depopulation. But a lot of people might not understand that. But anyway, let's get right into it, man. So we already have history that is taught in a opposite way based off of what is in our power or in our favor. Let's put it like that, right? You remember how you used to play old guy games and stuff in there or something like that, and you see it be like ask the gods for favor. That's basically what's going on right now. So let me get up, y'all. I don't like this damn light angle. But yeah, so when we start talking about how the world be ran, bro, it's so many people that's just so lost behind at this point, y'all. It's just like it ain't nothing else you can really do, man. You get what I'm saying? It's like the people that came here now that speaking spiritual are actually identifying the things that's going on and can tell you exactly where it come from. It's like now they just part of a messaging system where it look like later on it'll be for a different purpose or something. But right now, man, we going through some weird times where it's like no matter what's going on, people is more worried about stuff that's not important or things that can shift in life. So we're not even focused on it now. You get what I'm saying? Like I was saying the other day, if you as a person don't even understand your culture or don't even understand nothing about yourself, further as Americans, like look at what we got. We have different houses, different cars, all of these different systems stuff. But yet when it comes down to ancient history or something like that, it only goes back to basically the time of colonization. You don't learn nothing beyond that in history. You definitely learn about black history, but it comes from the weaker part of the black history after enslavement, after the colonization. So you wonder why, because this is teaching tactics of, bowing down mentally and physically. So when it comes down to that, ain't nobody saying that people supposed to be running crazy physically. No, that ain't how these wars won. They won with mentally and just your body just to say, hey, I'm not doing this no more. That's about the most physical it takes. It don't take you to do something, it take you to stop doing it, basically. So at the end of the day, it's to stop giving our power away, not continue to do it because we're not even getting our own power at the end of the day. So it's like power in the system and stuff like that we clearly don't see that works. And like I like to say the other day, 47 attempts and it still ain't did nothing. And y'all don't understand when these things is going on, these laws is not necessarily signed in our favor. These is signed for the higher ups or the people that's actually in a bracket that's way more superior than we can even understand. Now, when we get into that talking about the lies, like let's just look at it. Let's just look at the actual lies of America that them being told, and we don't know nothing about it. First of all, when they talked about the war, when they talked about Mayflower, they made it like it was just an introduction. They didn't make it like it was actually them coming back killing Native Americans with diseases and stuff. Pause, how you say it without, either way, billing. Let's just say billing, okay? So at the end of the day, they just show how much power they try to have by even restricting you on a website, right? Where I have to even be careful as a grown ass man to be careful what words I'm saying and be careful about even speaking as some would say. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it just get crazy to me how we allow someone not to only control things, but to also control the talent. So it's like a pushback on actual talent. So it's like whatever they give us or whatever they want us to feed into, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we see lies, we see a whole bunch of stuff where even the artists come out and they start talking about these branding deals. They start talking about these things that they were promised and then how it flips on them. And a lot of times the reason why a lot of these people can't come out or a lot of things can't be spoken on is because, like I said, you got contracts, right? You got NDAs, you got stuff like that that violate your rights automatically once you speak on it because you done signed your name because of you being like desperate or in a bad situation. So when it comes down to that, dog, just think about it. You got a whole world of people that's stuck into that. To even the point that, like, if you're talking education, if you're talking about anything intellectual, period, just watch just watch how the thing moves. You get what I'm saying? It's not nothing where Americans actually want to tune into. Now, they'll rather tune into a whole bunch of people setting a barrel on fire or a whole bunch of people just shooting guns. Like, this is the new America. This is the new world that we in now. And it's like, it's funny as hell, but only the real ones will actually understand. Like, this is really what they were trying to show us in the movies. They actually predicted what they wanted to happen. People think in the movies is showing predictions of what's going to happen regardless. No, this is them showing you the blueprint of what's about to happen. It's really Fifth Element around here. They really got motherfucking porch lizards and all type of people being leaders and got people actually following them. Like, oh, look at that lizard. Oh, Lord, you seen that? It spent its tail. So let's learn from it. Like, what? And like, let's be entertained by it to the point that even if learning don't exist, don't even worry about it. You get what I'm saying? So like, we live in some funny times right now, and it ain't all about learning. Learning could be a boring thing, especially once you don't went through the history of learning about motherfuckers that don't have you in their favor at all, that actually put all us against each other in the world. The people that control the world now. You get what I'm saying? It's like that's the only history you got to learn about, and you ain't even get to know the real history of that. So they gave you some bullshit. They gave you somebody's story. They gave you his story. So when it comes down to stuff like that, man, it get deep, dog. So it's like, how can we how can we live in a world where people just don't care about it? You know what I'm saying? These some different times, and I said that the other day. And all the times of history, it always been this righteous power thing of just like, hey, we got to do something. If we don't do it, ain't nothing gonna get done. And now we're in the easiest times where we ain't got to make no physical moves. Where the only thing we got to do is put our minds together, come up with systems that's different than what we already paying through, and come up with systems that we could trust, strongholders of the people that we trust, or for whatever. Matter of fact, I ain't even finna go into too deep about it, because they'll sit there and they'll use stack junk and they'll come up with psyops to make it look like people pick this person and nobody picked this person. Nobody know who this person is. They'll brand this person like, look, this is what this person was, and da-da-da, and make them stand out more just to get more likes and more favor. I ain't got time for it, so they ain't finna use me for that either. So bump that, dog. You get what I'm saying? I just had to expose what they might do, so then it can't even use that move. They have to switch it up a little bit, make them work a little bit. You get what I'm saying? But beyond that, they even got to the point where they paying YouTubers against each other. Got some people think people fake. No, some people just fucking agents, bro. And we get that. We understand that. But at the same time, all of them is not they don't know it. You get what I'm saying? They just move like one. They don't even really know it. So that be the main thing. It's like, nah, they ain't in no agency, but they down showing an agent. That shit be crazy to me. But yeah, man. This shit be real weird too, man. Can't even see what's going on here. But anyways, man, it's just funny to see this the world we live in, man. And we don't really just gave the fuck up. You get what I'm saying? Like, whatever happened to us, it's like, just do it to us. Like, it don't even matter. Like, at this point, I'm dead serious. I think they can tell people, hey, y'all all go work for free, and y'all still got bills. And people will go for it. Like, I think we in that type of time right now. Like, man, I don't know what the fuck going on. I don't know where the Native American spirit at. Only way you can see it is the people that be tuned in. So I'm not talking about y'all. Like, and I ain't talking about just being tuned into whatever I got to say. I'm just saying in general, understand what's going on, understanding how the matrix works. You get what I'm saying? But beyond that, dog, these people be messed up. So even with native tribes and stuff like that, all of them had like special things they was doing. For like the tribes that's in my area, right? We had a certain language that we spoke. That was like one of our specialties, the way we said things. So even when y'all hear me say, you know what I'm saying, that's like part of what is going on. That's like the newer version of it. But regardless of everything, we supposed to be a newer version of all that period. But it's just the way that people ended up, getting tricked. People done got so used to lies, it's like it hurts. They'll rather hear a lie than to hear the truth. So matter of fact, they'll rather ignore it right now. And they just let you know the spirit of the people has got weak. You know what I mean? It ain't no, and they expecting for something else to happen. They done gave up on that too. So at this point, it's just like a whole bunch of give up. And it's like, dog, that's what a weak spirit do. You don't supposed to give up no matter what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You fight to the end. You worship the life that you got. You get what I'm saying? You don't just give up, man. So we in times where it seems like you should give up, but know what you're giving up. Don't give up yourself. Don't give up on yourself. Give up these systems. Give up all that type of stuff where we all going against each other. Give up these damn religions that's not in our favor. Give up these politics that's not in our favor. Give up this education system in a way that is not in our favor. Now, we're not saying that the kids don't need an education system. We're not saying that people don't need to have a gathering, a group where they can communicate about, certain things or higher principles and morals. We're not talking about that. But you see how I took the really. But anyway, we ain't talking about that. We talking about actual how everybody else feeling. I'm pretty sure people is tired of being in a place everything's starting to get populated, overpopulated. Then on top of that, where you trying to move to, the times have changed, but not the times have changed. You get what I'm saying? So like more people is in the world, more things going on throughout the city, just say for instance, but you still have the same rules. They still want you to get the kids there at this time, and then before you realize it, you done did another extra 15 years, getting your child back and forth to these schools, or having to be attending to it. So even if your children run like public transportation and all that type of stuff, though, it may be a little different. It might, it might take a little weight off your shoulders, but at the same time, the way that the system works, the way that it's designed of actually teaching us, just like right now. So when you look at the average adult don't know shit about Native Americans or don't know nothing about wherever they from. They know more about this area if this is where they was raised at, because it's not basing stuff off that. Now, if they raised in Korea or something like that, yeah, they might know a little bit of, ancient things that happen, or, folk tales, or however you want to look at it, right? But when you come here, it's not that. It's just not something that someone's speaking on. That's not where the attention's at. The attention is made for like real, man, it's like real chaotic, and it's just that's what it's morally focused on. It's not worried about, trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. It's worried about just getting caught up into what the hell going on. So it ain't trying to understand the mechanism. It's just going along with it. So it's not people trying to find the actual leaders and see the real leaders and understand that it's been false leaders gave to them, and these are the ones that they like the most because they have Trump on this wigs. And like I told y'all, lies feel a lot better. So they'd rather go through that, and that's how they feel about it. So if you like the type of person that done heard lies your whole life, and you wouldn't know what to believe, right? Because you only know one area, and this is all that was taught to you. So we have these type of things like religion and politics and stuff. So they'll be like, no, nobody wouldn't lie to me about politics. This got to be true. They can't lie to me about Jesus Christ. This got to be real. Like, so they go hard for that and don't realize, what I'm saying, that was part of the trick. Nothing to do with somebody to where everybody already at. And it's like that, right? Where if somebody blow up, they blow all the way up. If somebody fall off, they fall all the way off. So it don't even look like it's based off of pure talent. It look like it's based off of systems and algorithms, and it look like it's based off of people that's in trauma bonding. So people that like to feel better about themselves because it's like somebody else that's fucked up like them. You get what I'm saying? Stuff like that, man. And in this world right now, that's why I say, damn, dog, the real spirit of America done died, like the American spirit. Like, I'm just sitting back and I just be thinking about the history itself. You talking about shit that they don't want to talk about, right? The 1800s or the Winter War, the Beaver War, all these different type of wars throughout the 1800s, the 1700s, and 1600s. So it's like ever since they came here, they just been getting a hand to them. And it just been having to go through so much. So of course, they're going to make sure, we wear this, we do this a certain way, and it's going to make sure it get done. They worked hard for what they feel like, they went through. They even though it's like a cheat. You get what I'm saying? That shit crazy as fuck. So when you're looking at it, of course they're not finna just give up. But the people have gave up. So at this point, when we like, it get to a point where when you hearing people complain about the stuff in the world, but in America necessarily, and don't want to change it, it just make you like, what the fuck is the point of talking about it then? What is the point of even coming up with something then? Like, we could come up with some different systems. We ain't got to keep trusting in this type of stuff. Y'all come together. You get what I'm saying? Like, even if it ain't my ass talking about it, come together. Figure out a way to get this shit done. We don't figure out a way to let them make these laws and stuff like that. We can figure out a way to, as the people, the agreement is to come up with something to switch shit up a little bit, because that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Even with the schooling, like, think about it, bro. You don't take your child to school, boy, the police get involved, all these different type of people, and it ain't necessarily for the child's safety. Trust me. It's more about the whereabouts, about their data collection, and trying to, dig into what kids is interested in, how they acting now, how they responding towards this, how they responding towards that. Is that what it? And it's like a whole bunch of ways. So then when that group and generation grown, they already know what they thinking before they even do it. So they know what type of music to put out. They know what type of movies to put out. They know what type of, politics to run off of and create as like narratives. Look at how today's time, right? How you had the presidential debates, even with Kamala Harris and Trump, right? Look at how more hip hop slang style, new generation of that debate was versus like an old traditional way. So we're not saying that everything should be the old ways, but you got to realize what's new, what's actually switching up, and how they actually doing it. So when you see this shit, you're like, oh, I get it now. So they going along with the program. It's like them getting The Rock, right? The Rock Johnson to be a damn president. That's basically what they did with Trump. You got somebody that played in Will Smith. You done got somebody that actually wrestled. So you got someone that done built the likelihood. So you get that person, and then you got this other person built the likelihood based off of a sisterhood. You get what I'm saying? Kamala Harris, just like that. So, or you get the old elders that believe in Biden and stuff like that. You know how that junk goes, man? So they always using people for their likeliness. So when they use this is what actually help people get manipulated or follow under these footsteps of these people. So to the point that they wouldn't want to hear the truth. The truth will hurt. You get what I'm saying? If you know how to say the truth will set you free. Some people don't want to be free. They want to be in the same box and square and just hope that the box and square get better, although the corners of all the shit is bending in. And it's like, yo, the more you put on that box, the more this shit is going to compact on itself. Like, of course, you're putting too much weight on that one box. So they ain't looking at it like that. Like, we got to put the weight of the shoulders until people be stressed out their mind. Getting on the internet doing all this crime, getting on the internet doing all this weird shit. And instead of us, like, actually coming up with something. And then you got the people that just look at them and like, oh, it's just something you doing wrong. No, the economy fucked up. It ain't that they doing that wrong. It's the mental thing. It's to try to put our mind in a better place than panic zone. You get what I'm saying? Especially the men. Like, we need to be taking action towards stuff, if anything. And then even when it comes down to that, right, where if you can't take action to the whole world, make sure you at least do it in your own household. And that's where it starts from. You get what I'm saying? This way actually keep you up with a real family tree where you ain't got to keep worried about that. Know this. They keep up with their ancestry. They keep up with what they been through, who they people is, and all that. It's just something we don't do. You know what I'm saying? We keep up with they people. You know more people in history right now. If you're in school, right, you'll know more people in the history book or in scientists put together than you would know the grandparents of your fucking family tree. That's for real. Real talk. It's some people that kept up their family tree, but the real shit, most people you pull up on, this is what they're going through. They don't know their whole family tree. So as soon as it get past the great grandma, they don't even know. You get what I'm saying? They didn't even have the time to ask, the time to slow it down and try to figure out where is our people actually from, who is all the elder of the family, who started this name, who started that, what did our people build? Did they build anything? Because you know why? We're not raised to think about that type of stuff. We raised, and what I mean by raised is having the mind of the colonizer, what they wanted to give us. We just look at things like that as in like, oh, it's not important. But then later on, when you see that your people has got something to do with these lands, your people got something to do with these creations, your people got something to do with these laws that don't supposed to apply like that for you, or your people have something to do with these oil rigs, it makes a difference. When you don't know nothing, you just got. You get what I'm saying? That's for real. A person that don't have no knowledge of anything, lacks everything. So just think about it like that. Because you're not going to have even emotional intelligence. You get what I'm saying? And that's the main thing that we see. It's like where a lot of people don't have emotional intelligence. Or, it's like, it's beyond that. It's like they'll rather have these type of people. They're leading people because this is what they like. So this is the reason why you had the red pills leading on the road. This is the reason why you had the better or the feminists, the liberals, however you want to look at it. You come up with more different groups that's damn near like a religion, which is a religion. So these should be like many religions or new age religions. This is what they were talking about with the new agers, even the flat earthers. So you start getting people that tune into things that has nothing, no overall change in the world at all. And it's groups of them. You would think if it's 15 different groups and each one of them making a different change, that it'd be some type of thing going on. Nope. That ain't even what it is, because they don't understand the laws, the principles, the politics, and where things actually come from. So they don't get why things are steady crumbling down, or as further as the consumer, or why is you even treated like a consumer? Why is it even a difference between it? They don't get none of that. They don't understand that. So instead of us tuning into that type of stuff, a person would rather tune into, a cat trying to grab a kite or something like that. Like, this the Americans that we live with right now, bro. And I hate to bad talk people like that, but bro, it is what it is, man. So when you start to look at it, it's more interesting watching somebody just catwalk a dirt bike, even if you've seen 150 videos, versus someone that might be talking about some history that you haven't even learned before. And it's right here in your lands that you was born in, that your grandma was born in, that your great-great-great-grandma was born in. If you all from the lands of this place and don't even got the nerve to learn about it. So you don't know nothing about extra wars that you never was taught in school. Multiple of them, more than 16 wars that you was never taught in school. And they named it as one war. They just named it the Indian versus French War and just throwed you off and kept it pushing. So that's what we dealing with, man. But anyways, that's all I'm gonna do for this live. I'm out, OG Drug.